Hello all, Unique Impact here. As you may know, I have a show on this channel called All for None. It's a pretty fun game, involving interesting challenges, careful deception, and clever analysis. It also, however, has a lot of rules, and these can be difficult to understand, especially if you're new to the show. This video should hopefully answer any questions you have about the rules, and should allow you to understand how the game works if you didn't already. Please note that these rules only apply for Season 3 onwards, and that some seasons may have additional season-specific rules, which will be explained at the start of the first episode of that season. Okay then, let's get started. So, let's start with the basic premise. The game will start with a team of 8 players. The team will start with 100 lives. Throughout the game, the team must participate in 6 different challenges to preserve their lives. One member of the team, however, is the traitor, who is secretly working against the team to make them lose lives. The traitor may use all kinds of strategies to do this, such as failing, sabotaging, wasting time, hiding information, misleading others, and potentially more. Now, you may be thinking, if the team is working together, then how do eliminations work? Well, after all of the challenges except the last, the players will all take part in a short test, consisting of 4 questions. 3 of the questions will be about the activities of the traitor in the challenge. These could be things such as, how many times did the traitor die, or which role did the traitor play? The 4th question asks the players to list their top 3 suspects for who the traitor is. After everyone has completed their tests, they are scored and the player with the lowest score is eliminated. In the event of a tie for last place, the traitor will secretly choose who in the tie is eliminated. Note that the traitor can never be eliminated. Now, in some challenges, individual players can earn something called immunity. This is often earned by completing some sort of task in the challenge, such as die the most times or take the longest time on the course. These tasks will typically be fairly easy, but may hinder the team and cost them lives. In the event of a tie for immunity, the traitor will secretly decide who gets it. A player with immunity cannot be eliminated that episode, regardless of how they do on the test. Note that even the traitor can win immunity, although they do not need it. So the next topic is the lives board. As stated earlier, the team starts with 100 lives, and must maintain them throughout the show by doing well in challenges. The job of the lives board is simply to keep track of these lives, representing them using the beautiful face of yours truly. But that's not all. You see, the 10x10 grid of lives is divided into 3 sections. Let's call the top 2 rows of the board the green section, the bottom 2 rows the red section, and everything in between the yellow section. If at any point in the game before the final challenge, the lives enter the red section of the board, the team will regain 10 lives. Finally, let's look at how you win the game. After the final challenge, the final 3 players will be given the final test. Remember that one of the final 3 will be the traitor, so the test is really only between the other 2. The first question on the final test will simply ask who the traitor is. After this, there will be at least 6 more questions about the activities of the traitor throughout the entire game, similar to those on the previous tests. Notice that I said at least 6. This is because the final test will initially have 6 of these questions. However, if at any point in the game the team reaches 0 lives, an additional question will be added to the final test, making it harder. After the tests have been completed and scored, we move on to the final life grab. This is a final opportunity for the players to regain lives before the elimination begins. For every time any player throughout the entire game on any test put the traitor as their top suspect, the players will regain 2 lives. After this, it's finally time to reveal the winner. This is where those sections on the lives board come in. If the lives end up in the red section, the traitor wins. If the lives end up in the green section, the 2 remaining players get a joint win. If the lives end up in the yellow section, then the winner is decided by the final tests. In this case, the following happens. First, the goal is set. The goal is the maximum number of questions the players are allowed to get wrong on the final test to beat the traitor. To find this number, simply look to the sign on the left or right of the lives board on the same row that the lives are on. If neither of the remaining players reaches the target, the traitor wins. If only one of the remaining players reaches the target, then that player wins. If both of the remaining players reach the target but one did better than the other, then the player with the highest score wins. If both of the remaining players reach the target and tie, they both win. And that's all the rules. I hope that this video helps you understand how Wolfenon works. I do know that the rules are fairly complex, so if you don't understand them, that's fine. You can always watch the video again if you need to go over them again. Or if you're really unsure, you can always ask me questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you whenever I can. Anyway, that's all for now. Goodbye.